right now on 18 Eyewitness News.
Here are some of the stories that you'll see right here on 18 Eyewitness News. Widespread flooding has wreaked havoc across at least 12 states. Also, members of Congress and their staff will still get financial aid for Obamacare. Plus, the trial of Major Nidal Hassan, the accused for a hood shooter, is still moving forward. And I'm tracking more threats for some thunderstorms for the weekend. For coverage you can count on, 18 Eyewitness News starts right now.
18 Eyewitness News starts now.
Thank you for joining us on 18 Eyewitness News. I'm Dustin Kopp. Our top story at this hour, widespread flooding has wreaked havoc across at least 12 states. Rescue and cleanup continues across Tennessee Friday after deadly flash flooding left survivors stranded on rooftops. More than 7 inches of rain fell in just 3 hours in parts of the state. In Madison, Wisconsin, firefighters rescued the Marlin family's sleeping 5-week-old baby from the attic. The Marlins had taken shelter to escape the water rapidly rising into their homes.
Next thing you know, we're in the attic trying to get the babies upstairs. It's hard. It's scary. You don't know what the water's going to do. So just lose it all.
In South Central Missouri, rescue teams search for a 23-year-old whose car was swept up in a flash flood Tuesday. The floods have claimed the lives of at least one woman and a child. School is just around the corner, and to help students get school supplies for the coming school year, Banner Finance of Farmington is having a back-to-school supply drive. On Saturday, Banner Finance will fill and give away 200 backpacks with school supplies donated. Andrea Rawson says that not only will students get a free backpack with school supplies, they will also get a free haircut. She also mentions that there are no requirements to get a backpack.
There are no stipulations. That's the really cool thing about our backpack giveaway, is that there's no stipulations. There's no income requirements. There's no nothing. The first 200 kids that show up with a parent get a free backpack filled with school supplies.
This event is open to the general public from pre-kindergarten to high school seniors. The event gets underway at 9 a.m. and will last until noon. There will be a community health fair in Viburnum on Saturday at the Jerry W. Robnet multi-purpose gym at Viburnum Elementary. There will be free health screenings, healthy snacks, and attendance prizes, as well as activities for kids. Admission is free to this event, and the entire family is invited. The health fair gets underway at 9 a.m. on Saturday. 18 Eyewitness News wants to keep you informed when there is road work going on in southeast Missouri. Starting on Monday, several roads throughout the area will either be closed or reduced. To see those, visit our website, KDKZ18.com, for more details. The United States has escalated its drone war in Yemen, killing 12 terror suspects in 3 strikes Thursday. That's 34 al-Qaeda suspects killed by drones in the last 2 weeks. The action comes amid an ongoing global terror alert. This week, the U.S. and Britain evacuated diplomatic staff from Yemen's capital after learning of a threatened attack. Meanwhile, 19 diplomatic posts in the Middle East and Africa have been temporarily closed. The State Department is now urging Americans not to travel to Pakistan. Non-essential personnel in Lahore were ordered to evacuate due to a specific threat. Officials say al-Qaeda may be getting help from the nearly 2,000 prisoners who recently escaped from jail in Iraq, Libya, and Pakistan.
It's prudent to protect lives, and it's certainly important to keep the terrorists from being able to carry out a truly devastating attack.
It's possible they could be suicide bombers. It's possible they could become combatants. Some of them may have capabilities in terms of bomb making, which is always of concern.
Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia has arrested 2 foreigners who have ties to al-Qaeda in Yemen. Saudi police say they were plotting imminent suicide attacks in the region. Temperatures across the area this evening still on the warm side. 81 degrees in St. Genevieve, Potosi 79, as well as in Ironton, 79 in Piedmont, and 81 in Cape Girardeau. Looking ahead throughout the next several hours, we're going to continue to see those chances of showers and thunderstorms. 78 degrees at 7 p.m., down to 74 by 9, but by midnight down to 70. When we see thunderstorms for the weekend, details coming up later in your Storm Tracker weather forecast. When we come back, members of Congress and their staff will still get financial aid for Obamacare. You're watching 18 Eyewitness News, coverage you can count on.
When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archer Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archer Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins and Dustin Kopp. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
Welcome back to 18 Eyewitness News. Members of Congress and their staff will be getting financial aid from the government to help pay for new health care plans over Obamacare. The government has paid for the majority of health care premiums for Congress and their staff in the past, but a statute in Obamacare law said they had to buy their health care plans through new insurance exchanges, which would have been a huge increase in cost, but new guidelines of personnel management will let the members and their staff keep their financial aid from the government. Although members of Congress are still on summer break, many expect to get an earful about Obamacare when they visit their home districts. As an October budget deadline approaches, opponents are ramping up a nationwide campaign to defund Obamacare. Gary Lane has more.
A new anti-Obamacare television ad campaign is coming soon to American living rooms. This one is sponsored by a group called the Young Guns Network, featuring a group of ad execs trying to figure out how to sell Obamacare to Americans.
I'm looking for ideas. You, what about the research?
Most recent surveys show that most Americans oppose it, and unions realize it will shatter their benefits.
We're supposed to sell this junk?
Can we change the name? Like? Obama-Rama. No. Health Fund. No. Fun Care. I like Fun Care. No. People like free. Mash them together. Free health care. Get it? I think you nailed it. Look.
Not buying it, the commercial asks? Apparently so, according to one recent poll. 66% of likely voters agree that Congress should defund the Affordable Care Act. 26% disagree. 86% of Republicans surveyed said it should be defunded. 48% of Democrats. And even a Washington Post ABC News poll found that moderate Democrats are starting to turn against Obamacare. Only 46% support it today, compared to 57% last year. Meanwhile, FreedomWorks is launching a campaign urging supporters to burn their Obamacare card. But Obamacare opponents aren't the only ones trying to rally their forces. Organizing for Action, formerly part of President Obama's presidential campaign, is spending more than $1 million on a campaign defending Obamacare.
What's the impact of Obamacare? The truth is, Americans are already seeing the benefits. She's seeing more seniors for free wellness visits. He received a $150 rebate from his health insurance company. And next year, she can expand her small business thanks to tax credits that cover up to half of her workers' health insurance.
But critics say small businesses are already reducing worker hours to avoid providing them with costly insurance. They say this means Obamacare will create a part-time American labor force. Only 9 legislative days will remain once Congress returns from recess, so passing a new budget by October 1st may be unlikely. Most Capitol Hill observers expect a vote on another continuing resolution to keep the federal government running and Obamacare temporarily funded. Gary Lane, CBN News.
Up next on 18 Eyewitness News, the trial of Major Nidal Hassan, the accused Fort Hood shooter, is moving forward. Details when we come back. You're watching 18 Eyewitness News, coverage you can count on.
We all need to take responsibility in our lives and start thinking about how do we want to be treated at the end of our lives. I would definitely say Serenity Hospice Care is an expert in their field. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there's help a phone call away. If it were me and I was diagnosed with a terminal illness, absolutely, I would choose Serenity Hospice Care.
As I get ready to go into surgery, I remind myself what it's about. It's about God. It's about caring. It's about trust. It's about respect. It's about back pain. It's about neck pain. It's about questions. It's about answers. It's about people, not just patients. It's about you. It's about us. It is Heartland Spine. Changing lives, saving lives. That's what we do.
Welcome back to 18 Eyewitness News. The trial of Major Nidal Hassan, the accused Fort Hood shooter, is moving forward with emotional testimony from eyewitnesses. Hassan is on trial for killing 13 people and wounding more than 30 at the Texas Army base in 2009. His backup legal team asked to be excused, saying the defendant has a death wish, but presiding Judge Colonel Tara Osborne denied their request. Efren Graham has more.
A firm rebuke for Major Nidal Hassan's standby defense team. Presiding Judge Colonel Tara Osborne told the attorneys to get back to work. They want to replace Hassan, who's acting as his own defense attorney, saying he's trying to get himself executed. When they argued against the judge's decision, calling it a violation of their professional ethics, Osborne said, quote, "I will make it easy for you. I've given you an order, and that relieves you of every ethical liability." The lawyers plan to appeal that ruling. Meanwhile, testimony has resumed. Eyewitnesses taking to the stand described the chaos of the 2009 shooting rampage. Nurse Sergeant Inga Campbell discovered Staff Sergeant Justin DeCrow dead. She had just finished helping him get a medical waiver so he could deploy. Campbell described the scene to the jury saying, quote, "I just saw blood. He was out. I just couldn't. There was no breath." Another eyewitness said she heard Private Francesca Velez pleading with Hassan. Velez had discovered she was pregnant while on deployment and was at the Readiness Center to process out when Hassan started shooting. She said Velez stared Hassan in the eyes, begging, "My baby, my baby." Then there was a shot, and her voice stopped. Sergeant First Class Maria Guerrera described what she saw in the moments after the shooting, her voice breaking as she told prosecutors, I see bodies everywhere, and I see blood. No one is moving. There was no movement. There was no sound. So I yelled out, 'Is everybody okay?' I started hearing, 'Help me, I'm bleeding, I've been shot, help me.'" Hassan remained silent while in court. He avoided eye contact and only objected once to testimony. He's yet to ask a single question.
That was Efren Graham reporting. The trial is expected to take weeks, possibly months to finish. More emotional testimony is still to come as many of those who were wounded take the witness stand. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at Wapapella Lake is reminding visitors to the lake that timber harvest activities have begun in the Page Branch and Blue Springs areas. These efforts are to obtain a better overall forest health throughout the removal of aged and dying trees to help enable proper forest regeneration. At the same time, snag retention will ensure viable habitat for the threatened Indiana bat, as well as provide roosting and foraging habitat to a host of other native wildlife species. All visitors entering these areas are advised to be aware of their surroundings and remain vigilant around equipment and personnel conducting this work. Anyone with questions can call the Lake Wapapella Project Office at 573-222-8562. Federal forecasters are slightly reducing their prediction for a busy Atlantic hurricane season. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration updated its hurricane season forecast Thursday, trimming back the number of hurricanes to expect this year to be between 6 and 9. The forecast calls for 3 to 5 of those hurricanes to be major, with winds greater than 110 miles per hour. Forecasters say there remains a 70% chance that the season will be busier than normal. A normal year has 12 named storms, 6 hurricanes, and 3 major storms. Hurricane season started in June and runs until the end of November. So far, there have only been 4 named storms. The updated forecast calls for 13 to 19 named storms this year. When we come back, I'll have your latest storm tracker weather forecast. We'll be right back.
More than 70% of the U.S. experience back or neck pain within our lifetime. For many, it goes away within 4 to 6 weeks, but some require more than just time. If you need help treating your back or neck pain, contact Dr. Frank Hayward at Heartland Spine Institute, Dr. Hayward is the area's expert in minimally invasive and laser spine surgery. Tiny incision, big results. Changing lives, saving lives. That's what we do.
Here is your Storm Tracker forecast.
And welcome back. Some showers and thunderstorms are currently out there right now with the temperature of 79 degrees, and that's what it feels like with a current dew point 70. 74% humidity and east-northeast wind at 3 miles per hour. Throughout the area, we're still seeing those warmer temperatures. 81 in St. Genevieve right now. Down in Fredericktown, 80. Ironton, 79 in Potosi. Across the state of Missouri, still seeing those warm temperatures as well. 80 in Columbia, down in Springfield, 83 rather, in Kansas City, and 82 in St. Louis. Here's what our weather headlines look like. We will be tracking some more thunderstorms throughout the area. Those temperatures on the roller coaster, that's for sure. And it looks like sunshine will be pushed off for a while. We'll show you that in the 7-day forecast. Here's what our forecast looks like. More showers and thunderstorms throughout the area. Heavy down in the southern portions of Missouri. We don't need any more rainfall, especially in central and south central Missouri, as we've seen close to 2 feet of rainfall. So it's been crazy, that's for sure. But we're still continuing to see that here in southeast Missouri, that rainfall off and on. Let's take a look at that forecast for tonight. Thunderstorms likely 65 to 69, light to variable winds. For tomorrow, more thunderstorms. Can't get rid of them. 83 to 87. Looking ahead, the big 7-day forecast, continuing to see more thunderstorms for the next several days. At least through Tuesday of next week. We're dropping off into the lower 80s by Tuesday, but see that roller coaster there with those temperatures. 85 and partly sunny on Wednesday, then Thursday and Friday, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures in the 70s, so going to be a nice couple days there. Don't forget, you can get the latest weather information at our website. That's KDKZ18.com. Up next on 18 Eyewitness News, the fun, healthy habit every teen should consider. And today's Focus on the Family with Dr. Bill Meyer. And we also look at the new kids film, Planes. 18 Eyewitness News will be right back. This is coverage you can count on.
Get your latest Storm Tracker weather forecast daily on the radio. Froggy 96, 95.9 FM, and Kickin' Country 105, 104.9 FM.
We all need to take responsibility in our lives and start thinking about how do we want to be treated at the end of our lives. I would definitely say Serenity Hospice Care is an expert in their field. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there's help a phone call away. If it were me and I was diagnosed with a terminal illness, absolutely, I would choose Serenity Hospice Care.
When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is costs. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
Dealing with emotions is something we all have to do. In today's Focus on the Family with Dr. Bill Meyer, he introduces us to an effective method for doing that, best started during the most emotional years of all.
It started when I was in middle school, and I just wrote about anything I thought about, really.
16-year-old Jamie has filled up half a dozen journals since then. Notebooks packed with her personal reflections, hopes, and dreams. Journaling gives kids an excellent outlet for all those inner emotions.
Every teen that we know is on a personal search for identity, and journaling can answer some of those questions. It's a great idea to begin journaling in your teen years because if you can master something at 13, 14, and 15, it's more likely that you will carry that on through your adult years.
And journaling is actually a healthy habit for anyone because writing down our feelings can help us cope with them. For teens, recording their thoughts now will give them a measuring stick for later.
It's being able to see how much I've grown over the past couple of years, seeing from what kind of experiences I've had, what I got out of those.
For you to look back and to see how you've grown is just a tremendous boost to your self-esteem, and it helps you realize, oh, I am meeting some of my goals.
She's always been real expressive, good with words, whether verbally or written. So this is a good way for her to be able to express her concerns and fears and hopes and everything else.
How can you encourage your teen to begin journaling? Well, providing them with a really cool notebook or journal is a great start.
I use just a notebook with maybe a fun cover or something like that, and that really helps show your personality.
Looking at a blank page can be a bit intimidating at first. And so start out with just some easy things like what you're feeling right now. I'm feeling apprehensive about the English test that's coming up, or I feel excited about tonight's basketball game. Easy things like that you can write down quickly.
When kids get the hang of writing in a journal, they can move on to any topic under the sun. For Focus on the Family, I'm Dr. Bill Meyer.
Dr. Meyer reminds parents that if they want their teens to be comfortable writing in a journal, it needs to be done privately, meaning nobody else can read it unless the child shares it. For more valuable information on life's issues, relationships, and family, visit our website, KDKZ18.com, and click on the Focus on the Family link. Today's Plugged In Movie Review looks at the new kids' film, Planes.
For flying out loud. In the movie Planes, anthropomorphized cars, planes, trucks, and trains live in their own little workaday world. They've got jobs to do and talking vehicular pals to see them through. But for some of the mechanical populace, just doing what you were made to do isn't quite enough.
Well, there you go, Dusty. Thanks, Chuck. No problem.
Dusty Crop Hopper, for instance, doesn't want to simply spray fertilizer all day.
It's the wrong fuel. Dusty!
He longs to fly among the P-51s and turboprops and race in the renowned wings around the globe air race. He may not be sleek and super powerful like those other planes, but he's got heart. He also has friends in the form of a fuel truck best pal named Chug, a forklift mechanic named Dottie, and a war veteran flight coach named Skipper.
That was awesome!
It's not going to be a glide through the park, though. The returning air race champion Rip Slinger will commit every dirty trick possible to make sure Dusty limps back to the farm where he belongs. This Disney animation, set in the world of Pixar's Cars, feels like a tale we've all flown, driven, and seen before. It still has a certain underdog charm that will keep kids strapped in for the full flight. Lessons of fair play, hard work, integrity, and solid friendship are delivered with the precision of a well-tuned engine. The missteps are minor and include an occasional bathroom gag. So, I'll be giving Planes a high-flying 4.5 whirling propellers out of 5 for family friendliness. For more on this film, or really anything else you'll find at your local box office, visit us at PluggedIn.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Plugging you into the movies, I'm Bob Waliszewski for Focus on the Family's Plugged In Movie Review.
For more valuable information on current movies, DVD releases, as well as music, games, and TV shows, visit our website, KDKZ18.com, and click on the PluggedIn.com link. We'll be right back.
When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
In today's Your Health segment, by the time this next story is over, 3 more people will suffer a stroke in this country. It happens nearly 800,000 times every year. Even if they survive, 8 out of 10 stroke patients will lose at least some movement in one of their arms. But a new device could change that. As Clark Powell shows us, a new high-tech bionic brace could not only help stroke patients function better now, it just might restore movement in their future, or in their arms in the future.
Even after years of struggling with paralysis in her left arm, Sabrina Pridham says it's still hard to believe that her life all changed in a matter of seconds. Sabrina was actually taking lessons from a professional race car driver when trouble struck.
When I turned my neck to talk to him, my carotid artery dissected immediately, causing a stroke.
Sabrina would spend the next 2 years in rehab learning to walk and function all over again. But like most stroke survivors, the one thing doctors couldn't do is give her full use of her arm.
About 80% of stroke survivors have some sort of upper extremity impairment,
and stroke is the leading cause of disability in the whole country. So there's a lot of stroke survivors out there who have this problem.
So Stephen Page of Ohio State University Medical Center is taking a new approach to rehab by using this so-called bionic arm. When it senses muscles firing, it takes over, extending, lifting, and moving paralyzed arms, which not only helps patients now, but could help them permanently.
The repetition seems to turn on the brain, which is called neuroplasticity, cause the brain to rewire around the damaged area after the stroke and actually restore some movement.
That's an idea that appeals to Sabrina. Typically, survivors only have a few months to show improvement in their arms, or doctors often give up on any kind of improvement. But this could change that.
They called it plateauing, and I believe that if there's something there to work with, that you can always move past the plateauing.
At Ohio State University Medical Center, this is Clark Powell reporting.
Yeah, the tricep.
The study with the so-called bionic arm is being funded by the National Institute of Health. Doctors say early test results show that with repeated use with the device, some stroke patients may regain at least some movement in their arms. We'll be right back. And that does it for 18 Eyewitness News. All the stories you saw here today on 18 Eyewitness News, plus more, you can see those at our website. That's KDKZ18.com. We'll see you next time right back here on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you see news happening in your area, let us know about it. You can call our news department at 573-701-9590 or email us at news@